We often don't realize that we are the key to our own happiness, and that happiness starts with healing and transformation. Whether you need healing, guidance, clarity, understanding, or just some honest sister talk to feel connected, heard, and supported, you are welcome and safe here. So join the conversation and be healed. Welcome to Soul Healing Conversations with your host, Roz Kincaid.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to another live episode of Soul Healing Conversations. If you're new to the show, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the show today. I hope you guys have been doing well and taking care of yourselves. I know that's what I've been doing, or at least trying to do. I had to take a little breaky break. Just like you, I have lots going on, and I get burnt out too, y'all. So I needed to take a brief hiatus to just rest and rejuvenate, do some reflection and rest, because I like sleep. And now is the time to be doing it. And I'm going to explain a little bit as to why rest is important right now later in the show. But, I have to hold myself accountable and do the things that I tell y'all to do before spirit does it for me. If you feel like your body is getting weary and restless, I'm telling you right now, you need to listen to that, because you do not want your body to do it for you, or spirit to orchestrate a situation where you have to do it, where you have no choice. So I do not have time to be sick or have my body broken down because I'm going too hard in the paint all the time. It's not a good look for me. It's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for anybody. So a little housekeeping before we get into the show today. If you like what you hear today and you would like to work with me one-on-one, then you can book a session with me at rozkincaid.com. If you are a business owner and are interested in advertising on my show, then that information is also on my website under the radio show menu. I have over 22,000 listeners worldwide. Can y'all believe it? And I know that these people would love to hear about your business and support your business. So take advantage of the opportunity if you feel it's right for you. I've got the space for it. So come on. All right, y'all, let's get on with it. So today my plan was to talk about meditation, well, still is, talk about meditation and talk through some practical tips to help you with your meditation practice, whether you already have one or you want to start one, or you don't have one at all, or it's, not non-existence, but you need to resurrect it. Either way, I've got some good information for you today. But first, I need to address some important things that have been affecting us all. First and foremost, racism and police brutality against Black people is still running rampant in society today. And Breonna Taylor's murderers need to be brought to justice. Let's put that out on the table. And if you're listening to this and you're getting tired of me or anybody else talking about Black Lives Matter, then sorry, not sorry. It's not going away. And I refuse to close my throat chakra so somebody else can feel comfortable about injustice or wrongdoing. So I have a right to use my platform to call attention to things that are not right, things that are need attention and need to be corrected. And so I just did it. So secondly, we have some energetic and planetary shifts that are happening right now, and that I want to touch on because first of all, tonight we have the full moon in Pisces. Shout out to all my Pisceans out there, all my Pisces people. My sister's a Pisces. Shout out to my sister Amy, as well as my friend Fancy Nancy. Get well, some girl. Well, the moon first moved into the full moon phase at 1:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So set your crystals out, get all your cool things out for any full moon rituals that you have in mind. The full moon is here. Take advantage of it. Get all your holy rocks cleansed and get them charged out in the full moon. And listen, just because if wherever you are in the world, you don't see the moon tonight, or if it's raining or overcast or whatever the case may be, don't be fooled. that energy is still alive and well. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean that the moon is not out. The energy can still be felt, and it's still just as effective. So with that said, um, get ready, get your full moon rituals that you have in mind, get all of that together. This full moon, as with all full moons, is asking us to release and let go of some things, right? And so, particularly for this moon, because it's in Pisces, and Pisces, is about intuition. It's about a belief system as well. And so now is the time for us to start to call into question and place some judgment on what it is you really believe, right? What do you believe about yourself, the things and the people around you? What about self-limiting beliefs or limiting beliefs? What do you believe about society? Is belief in general. What do you believe about your success? Things that you need to, again, call into question and start to make a judgment call about. What is the truth? What do you really believe? What do you believe is possible in your life? What do you believe is possible on a collective level? We really, really need to shine a light on our belief systems, especially now, especially with the changes that are going on in our society. It's an election year. What do you believe? Once again, what do you believe? Let your vote show what it is that you believe. If you are into protesting, what do you believe? If you're not protesting, what do you believe? You know, um, we need to look at how well these belief systems are serving us. Have they been restrictive? Have they been keeping our thinking limited and more closed? Causing us to be unaccepting of one another, of change, of answered prayer that might not look the way we thought it would look. What do you believe? What is your truth? And if I'm honest, we can truly say that some of these things in our belief system, they ain't cutting it for us no more. You got to be, and let me step off page just for a minute and say that you also have to check the source of where that belief system comes from, because what I find is that when you put people on a pedestal and make them, or make what they believe, what you believe, or what they say law, and then y'all have a falling out or something shifts or changes or that relationship ends, then what? Then what? That is why you have to start to look within and start to check yourself and figure out, why, and, ask yourself some hard questions. Now, why am I following that? Why do I believe that? Are you being a little bit codependent? Are you trying to just fit in? Do you not know or have a sense of your own identity? Like really, y'all, we have to start to question a lot of these behaviors and ways of thinking and belief systems, because on a larger scale, all that shit's falling down. And so if it's happening on a larger scale, know that that tower is coming down on a personal level as well. And so we really have to figure out what works, what hasn't worked in your belief system. Again, I'm pulling this back to the belief system, because that is the foundation for which we, make decisions. That informs our decisions. That informs the way we act and respond and react. For example, what do you believe about your relationships? Do you believe that things will actually get better after the person has shown you time and time again that they're not interested in being better, in doing better? What about money? What do you still have a poverty mindset and think and act like money is your enemy, or doesn't, or that money doesn't want you as much as you want it? What do you believe about the value system? Your value system. Who told you that there is not value in what you have to offer? Question that. Like, where does that come from? And a lot of this is going to trace back to childhood beliefs, because we come into this world a clean slate, having some information from previous lives and previous experiences, and from the soul and all of that stuff. But we come into this world as babies not having any of that stuff, and so our caregivers provide us with a foundation of belief. But as you grow older and you start to get a little bit of independence and get a mind of your own, you have every right and a responsibility really to challenge those beliefs and figure out, that worked for me then, but does this work for me now? I think about my experience with the church. And no, I do not hate the church. I love God. I've always loved God. God is my source. Let me make that clear once again. But I was raised in church. Went to vacation Bible school, sang in the children's choir, sang in the adult choir, all up and through church, went to revival, all of that. But at a certain point, religion just didn't appeal to me anymore. The rules, the form and the format, the program, the this and the that, it just seemed restrictive, and that you have to do it this way or it's not right. Well, something in me started to question that. Like, something about that just don't seem right for me. Something about that just doesn't seem like the God I've experienced. And so if questions are starting to come up in your mind, you might need to start to pay attention to that. And I'm not advocating y'all just do a mass exodus and leave the church. Not that you can now, because you can't go to church right now because COVID. But I'm not encouraging anybody to abandon what they find comfort in, or what, or whatever. Do you, make your own decision. I'm just saying that for me, the institution or of religion or church just didn't work for me anymore. On top of my experiences with people in the church kind of proved what I already felt. And so it was time I took a leap of faith and I left the church. I ain't leave God. I still have faith. I still pray. I still have my connection to God. It just don't look like coming in church, singing a bunch of hymns, reading scripture, tithing, all of that stuff, all of the things that the church says that I should be doing to be a good Christian. And y'all just know that that's okay if you have those questions. Don't let nobody tell you that it's never okay to question that. Like I was taught that you ought not question God. Well, why not? I got questions. I need answers. Why not ask a question? People make spirituality and religion kind of the same thing. And it's really not. God is about relationships. And I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but God is about relationship. God is about connection. He laid out all of that foundation in the Bible to give you just that, a foundation. And so we need to really look at what we believe. How about this one? How about, what do you believe about your healing? You still believe you're a victim? You still believe somebody owes you an apology? I mean, think about these beliefs that are holding you back, and then release them. If they're not working for you, let them go. Nobody is living your experience except for you. And if somebody has an issue with you releasing and letting go so that you can receive better or elevate your mind and have an elevated experience, human experience, then, and if they don't like it, then that's on them. That's their beef. Don't have beef with yourself. Let them have the beef. Let them be uncomfortable with the change, because the change isn't supposed to be for them anyway. You know, and the release can happen instantaneously, but the work to stay liberated from such beliefs, that's the part that's going to take time and effort and will. You have to want to do that kind of stuff. You have to, you know, when you're going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of believing the same thing and not getting a different result. You know, there are things that we are going to have to let go so that we can, it's like you can't receive with a closed heart, a closed hand, or a closed mind. And if you find that there are things that you've been living by, rules and ways of thinking, then you might need to reevaluate that situation, because you either gonna get dragged along, or I don't want to say left behind, but you don't want to get dragged along is all I'm saying. Be open. Let newness come in. Question what it is that you believe. Why do you believe that? Not that there's a judgment, but why do I still believe that? It's like somebody having an allergic reaction to a certain type of food from childhood, and then they grow up. Something changes chemically in their body, and they mess around and eat that food as an adult and find out that, oh, I don't have that allergy anymore. But it's your belief that can keep you bound and chained from experiencing greater, better, success, abundance. You know, if you think you can't, you won't. It's plain and simple. If you think if things are not gonna get better, then guess what? They won't. If you continue to talk, poor self-values and self-worth to yourself, calling yourself an idiot, then guess what? You are. So stop it, because you're really not. Your belief will make it true. It's going to manifest. So listen, guys, we need to take a quick break. You guys hang tight. After the break, I'm going to come back and talk to you about some things that you can do with the full moon and to help, release. So hang tight. I'll be right back after this break.
You have a passion, and from that passion, you've created a business. But how do you market and grow that business? Hi, I'm Emily of Shine Coaching and Consulting. I specialize in brand identity, website design, marketing consulting, and business coaching. I create a visual expression of my clients' ideas and help them develop a business strategy to meet their goals. Connect with me today at shinecoachingandconsulting.com. Be inspired, be real, be you.
The Voice America Live Events channel is here now to showcase your corporate, individual, or organization's live event. Visit voiceamerica.com/live events to see all of our past live events and find out more. Whether it's a multi-day conference, special speaker, or single-day event, we've got everything to make your event a success. We can do a few hours or a few days. For more information about taking your event to the next level, call Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or email info@voiceamerica.com. Again, that's Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or send us an email to info@voiceamerica.com. Voice America is where you are and where you want to be. Join us around the globe as we broadcast live from some of the most interesting events available. Don't forget to view all our live events, including on-demand access to past events that you may have missed by visiting voiceamerica.com/live events.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all of our show archives on demand, all from your iOS, Amazon Kindle, or Android device. Download it from the Apple App Store, Amazon, or Google Play, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
You are tuned in to Soul Healing Conversations. If you would like to reach Roz Kincaid or her guest today, please call into the program at 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You may also send an email to hello@rozkincaid.com. Now, back to Soul Healing Conversations.
Welcome back to Soul Healing Conversations, everybody. Before the break, I was talking about this full moon in Pisces and how we need to be releasing things that have us bound in the area of our belief system. So with that, there's some rituals now that you can do to help with this release process. Now, listen, I'm a simple chick. I like to keep my stuff simple. I don't need nothing intricate and laborious. I need to get in and get out. And so I just wanted to share with you some of the, and I ain't really big into the rituals really like that, but I just, sometimes I just need a little process to kind of help me do what I need to do. So I just want to share with you guys a couple of things, for those of you who like rituals, a couple of things that I do on the full moon. One thing I like to do is take a spiritual bath. Now, the first thing you got to do with the spiritual bath is really to cleanse you, to draw out any energetic toxins, or to help release anything that's on your energy or in your energy that's holding you back or, kind of has you bound. And so the first thing you want to do with the spiritual bath is to take a shower first. You need to clean. You need to wash yourself and you need to cleanse your body before you take a bath, and then you take the bath. So after you've showered, run your bath water, add some Epsom salt. I recommend Dr. Teal's Himalayan salt. Throw in some crystals. Don't put any selenite in there because it'll break apart. So you don't want that in there. Add some rose water. You can do some essential oils. I like to add a little frankincense. I like jasmine. I like to add a little rose essential oil. And while your water is running, pray over it. Or if you're an energy healer, do some Reiki to your water. You have the power to anoint your own water. Did you know that you can anoint yourself too? That's another topic for another day. But anyway, you can even call on Archangel Michael for protection, Metatron, or even Raphael to join you in your bath. Light some candles. You can burn some incense if you want. Whatever makes you feel good and relax, do that. Turn on some music or put on a guided meditation. Now, look, don't put the phone or the speaker near the water, okay? Nobody wants to be electrocuted, right? Ain't nobody trying to die doing this. We're just trying to cleanse. Just be careful with the water and the electronics, okay? So once the water is to your liking, go on and get in, lay back, put a little eye pillow if you need to. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths, start to let your breathing slow down, and allow anything heavy to move off of you, right? You might need to, you might even start to feel emotional during this bath. Good. Let it come up. You need to let it come up. You need to give it attention and let it move away when it's ready. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people have gotten into the habit of stuffing their emotions down, not listening to how they feel, and, not being emotionally aware or allowing themselves to be emotionally aware. And that's eating you up. And you really have to let that stuff, it wants to be acknowledged. Those feelings that ego wants to be acknowledged, let it come up. It's all right. You ain't going to go too far and not be able to come back from it. You'll be okay. Your guides are not going to let you get too far emotional about this kind of stuff, okay? But it needs to come up and you need to let it. Allow your mind to go to your happy place. Or you can also visualize the energy being cut away from you or shaved away from you or just dissolving. Either way, whatever the case may be, just allow the energy to move the heaviness off of you. The thing that you don't want on you, let it go. You need to let it let go. You will need to allow it to let go. And then when you're done, give thanks. Show some gratitude. Always give thanks. All right. Listen, another ritual that's pretty easy and effective, and it's going to seem simple, but I'm telling you, it works. I've done it several times and it has worked. What I want you to do is get a white candle. Burn your white candle. Do a light meditation, or just bring your awareness to your energy. Start to, connect with your spirit guides or with source, whoever, and take a minute to write down all of the things that you want to release. All right. Get that page filled up, fill up another page if you need to. Write down people's names, ways of being, attitudes that you have, mindsets that you have. Get it all on paper. Get it all on paper. And let me say too, but let me stop for a minute and say, before you do these rituals, make sure that you are energetically protecting yourself. You're putting up your energetic boundary, whether you're bubbling yourself, especially if you're outside doing this kind of stuff. Make sure you're bubbling yourself, bubbling your surroundings. You can kind of put yourself in a protective dome if you want to. We gotta start being more mindful about protecting and managing our energy, even while we're doing these types of practices. Okay. And so write all of that down, fold it up or don't fold it up, whatever you want to do, and burn it. Burn it in your candle, or if you have a fire pit or whatever you have, burn it. Put it in a plate or something and set it fire. And allow those things to release. Now, here's the thing. The shit ain't gonna happen overnight, y'all. Like, you have to wait. Like, you gotta wait for Santa Claus to come. It's almost like, So some things are gonna happen quickly. Some things are gonna take a little bit more time. And so, but just because you filled that page up, front and back, or multiple pages up, not all of that stuff you're gonna wake up the next day and all of that stuff is gonna be gone. Some things are gonna require a little bit more time, and you have to be patient. I'm telling you, the last time I did this was maybe a couple of months ago. And I wrote down that I wanted certain relationships to be over because they weren't serving me well. First of all, I had to get to the place where I realized that certain situations and certain people were no longer good for me. And so I finally built up the confidence to say, you know what, it's time to let this go. Or have the awareness or the acceptance to say, it's time for me to step away from this. It's time for this to be over. And I'm okay with that. And if you're not there, that's fine. But I say that to say that I did this ritual a few months ago, and now I'm just now starting to see movement on the things that I energetically let go. You got to give things time to manifest in the physical. I tell my daughter all the time, girl, things don't happen just because you blink or you twitch your nose. Like, you got to wait. You got to wait, little girl. She's 3, so she's not going to have a lot of patience. And so, again, write all of all the things that you want to release, burn it. If it doesn't burn all the way, or you need to gather the burnings, you can take those things and flush them down the toilet, return them back to a nearby body of water. You want to return that back to the earth so that it gets to be transmuted and turned into something positive. That's the key. Get rid of it. Okay. Try that. Let me know how it works. I know it's worked for me. I hope it works for you, but be patient with all of this. Okay. So check it. On a collective level, we are all ascending in our own way. Right. And when I say ascending, I mean that we're all moving from this 3D consciousness where we're viewing and living life from just a purely physical state and separated from the collective, to living a life that views things from a more inclusive perspective, where we're focusing more on growth and change from a spiritual perspective. You know, it can be, that is part of why you're seeing a lot of people banding together, a lot of people being allies of the BLM movement. People starting to non people of color standing up to things like that. Just people starting to come together, a more sense of a community, right? We're all starting to ascend, and I've been getting quite a few questions from people in that follow me and in my community, and even some of my clients, like, what is going on with me? I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm about to pop off on some people. I'm super agitated. What is going on? And so I look at it as us moving closer to your higher self, but living that out here on earth in this human existence, right? It's just like the saying says, as above, so below. We are starting to move to a higher level. Collectively, some of us are going at a different rate, a different pace than others. And some are just now getting on. Some people are going through levels of their ascension, you know, but we're all moving on up like the Jeffersons. So if you're listening to this program or any program with spiritual content, then you're more than likely going to be going through some kind of ascension or experiencing ascension symptoms. And with that, you're going to start to feel, if not already, some level of contrast or discomfort. And you might, like I said, you might be feeling agitated, restless, fatigued, or just uninterested in things that you used to be into, or you might become more interested in spiritual things that you never thought that you would be before. You know, relationships or friendships might end, or new ones might begin. I've heard of some people having like headaches, experiencing cold-like symptoms. You know, now look, if you have COVID-19 symptoms, then you need to hustle on over to the doctor. Don't play. Don't play. But whatever your symptoms are, just know you're not going crazy. Just know that the energy or the heightened awareness of the energy is not abnormal from a spiritual perspective. You know, it's almost like a mother in her 9th month of carrying a baby, or 8th month. I'm telling you what, that last month, boy, it gets hard. Breathing gets hard. You are extremely uncomfortable. Your back hurts. You feel pressure on your uterus. You got to pee all the time. Like you can't breathe. Can't really eat like you want to because the baby is pushing down, and I'm uncomfortable. But guess what? It's coming up. You're getting ready to push the baby out. You're getting ready to birth something new. The same thing with your own growth and transformation, your own evolution. You're about to birth something new. And so the best thing to do when you're starting to feel these things is to pull it in. Get quiet, drink plenty of water, clean up your diet. If you need to do a cleanse, like a colon cleanse, or just strip down your diet and remove certain foods, like removing things that are heavy on the vibration, like meat, beef, pork. Sometimes even fish might be too much for some people. Do that and see how you feel. Start to make some changes in your diet, right? Edit your quote unquote support system. And what I mean by that is look at who is saying they're for the team and not for the team. Look at people's behavior as opposed to what they say. Who needs to stay? Who needs to be dropped from the team? Who is really a hater? like really, like people's true colors are going to start to come forward during this time. You know, people are going to start to really show themselves, and you need to pay attention. You have to pay attention, because if people show their hand to you and you see that plain and simple and you don't heed that and you still move forward in that relationship or in that partnership, like then that responsibility is on you. And I'm not blaming anybody, because you want to see the good in people, but don't be fooled. When people show you who they are, y'all believe them. That's Advice for me too. Also, check your circle of friends. As you feel led, get plenty of rest. Plenty of rest. And also, listen to your gut or your internal guidance system. If you are getting cues to, to study more spiritual topics, or getting cues to meditate more, or just be in solitude a little bit more, or you're feeling run down, like you have to listen to that because those are all signs and symbols to help you take better care of yourself. Now I'm not saying go out here and leave your job unless you got something else lined up, but if you, like me, have been feeling the contrast with the work you've been doing, maybe it's time to, once again, evaluate your belief system about your career, your success, what your purpose is on this earth. And when things don't feel good, that's a clear sign that at least it needs to be reevaluated and something needs to be changed. Don't be afraid to have conversations with people who have the influence and the authority to affect change in your situation. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on you to flick the domino to get it all rolling. So just, don't be afraid to step up to the plate and take your life into your own hands. Like, you are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for creating the life that you really want. And you have it in you. You have the tools that you need to have peace, to have joy, to have supportive people around you. And it might not be many. You don't need a lot. You don't. That's the one thing I've learned in all of my years of living. You don't need a lot of people around you because everybody can't go where you're going, and everybody is not going in the direction that you're going, or even in the same pace that you're going. So a lot of this editing, I call it editing. I don't know if you guys watch Project Runway. But they always tell the designers, you need to work on your editing. You need to start taking some stuff out and putting some stuff in to elevate the look. Same thing with your life. You need to edit some things. Start working to remove some things or people to elevate your life, the look. Same deal. Always listen to your gut. Once again, listen to your inner guidance system. Something doesn't feel right, don't move until it does. Because we're all moving upward. We're all leveling up. And so let's take another quick break. During this break, just take a moment to write down some of those things that might need to be removed, and even take a few action items to see, what can you do now? Right. And after this break, we'll be right back. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the Mars and Aries, as well as some meditation tips. So back in a flash.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
You have a passion, and from that passion, you've created a business. But how do you market and grow that business? Hi, I'm Emily of Shine Coaching and Consulting. I specialize in brand identity, website design, marketing consulting, and business coaching. I create a visual expression of my clients' ideas and help them develop a business strategy to meet their goals. Connect with me today at shinecoachingandconsulting.com. Be inspired, be real, be you.
Follow the Voice America Variety channel on Twitter. Our hosts always have something to say, and we know that you do too. We tweet on today's hot topics, and you're welcome to follow us. Speak up and join in at Voice AM Variety. That's at Voice AM Variety.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Are you finding your frequency? It can be described as that space between failure and success. It's the future of digital media. It's finding your voice. It's engaging topics, content, and ideas. Jeff and Ryan discuss the digital media space and all of its aspects. It's about making the mistakes, taking the chances, summoning the intestinal fortitude to step out of your comfort zone, and discovering what you can accomplish when you decide to try, decide to learn, decide that you have something to say, and find your frequency. Live Fridays at 12 noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
You are tuned in to Soul Healing Conversations. If you would like to reach Roz Kincaid or her guest today, please call into the program at 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You may also send an email to hello@rozkincaid.com. Now, back to Soul Healing Conversations.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to Soul Healing Conversations. I'm your host, Roz Kincaid. And again, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, or if I can support you in any way, feel free to connect with me at rozkincaid.com or email me at hello@rozkincaid.com. You can also connect with me on social media at Soul Healing with Roz. So let's move on to the topic of Mars and Aries, because I also feel like that can also be contributing to some of this aggression and feeling frustrated. So since late June and really for the rest of 2020, Mars is at home. And by the way, I'm not an astrologer. I'm just sharing my knowledge. Mars is actually at home in Aries because Mars rules Aries, which happens to be my zodiac sun sign. And so here's the thing about Mars. Mars is the initiator, the aggressor. It represents the military, our passion, our energy, any physical activity. Mars gets it popping. Mars is about that action, all the action, literally. And Mars is not about being passive or yielding or wait. No, we need action. We want to see some results. And so when Mars is at home in Aries, we've got this sense of feeling unstoppable or feeling very motivated. We're bolder and braver to do all the things that we feel like we couldn't do before. We feel like we can do them now, or have a green light to do them now, or have the energy to move forward. And so now's the time to start to take advantage of that energy and move towards any new beginnings or new ideas that have been running through your brain. So if you're feeling a bit short-fused, impatient, or feeling aggressive, like you want to pop off on somebody, look to Mars and Aries as the reason. And during these times, the best thing that you can do is start to channel that energy into something physical or something positive. You know, first of all, get some perspective on what that energy is about for you. You know, where is that coming from? I had to do this myself just yesterday. Somebody said something to my husband and it got back to me, and it was a criticism about us getting our daughter to school on time. And I'm like, wait a damn minute, you know, we're doing the best we can. And so I had to step back for a minute. I'm like, girl, why you mad, sis? Why are you so mad about that? And so I had to look a little deeper into that before I popped off on somebody and really evaluate what is that about and how can I use that to motivate me to take a more effective action, right? So get some physical activity, start to evaluate where the aggression and the impatience come from, get some exercise. I know for me personally, being able to jump into the classes at my CrossFit gym where there's a lot of running and a lot of lifting the barbell has done great things for my aggression. Now, if you are unable to do that, go for a brisk walk. Do what you can do, right? As Cypress Hill said, time for some action. And if you're unsure about how to, go about turning the lower vibration of Mars and Aries into energy into something positive and productive, then try this. Like I said, write down the things that are triggering you, making you feel fearful, aggressive, impatient, and then take those things and start to create some type of, think of some action items that you can take to change those things, to help manage those things. And sometimes you may not come up with anything. And the thing to do in that case is to just trust that source has you, trust that the universe has your back, trust that the universe has it all under control. All right. So try that, see how it works. I know it's worked well for several clients of mine, but you need to get some perspective on things and then start to look at action items that you can feasibly take to do what's in your control and do what's in your power. All the other stuff that you can't control, you got to put it above you. Leave it in God's hands, honey. Let him take care of it. So let's move on into the real reason why I came on today. Let's talk about meditation. And so first, I like to start with a definition of what we're talking about. And what I found is that meditation, by definition, is to engage in contemplation or reflection, to engage in mental exercise, such as concentration on one's breathing or repetition of a mantra, for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness, or to focus one's thought, according to Merriam-Webster, that is. And so think about that for a minute. And meditation if meditation is encompassed or involved with our thought process, then whether those thoughts are positive, negative, good, or bad, the power of thought can really manifest things physically in our life. So if I'm constantly thinking about how my job sucks, let's just use that, then I'm going to get more of that. There's power in thought. There's power in intention. But if I am taking time out to think on things that are more positive, more hopeful, then I'm going to see, or I should see, or I expect to see more of that manifest in my life. And so I want to talk about, because there's some misconception about the perception of, or the posture of meditation. Yes, meditation, started back in, I think the Buddhist times. I could be wrong. Don't kill me. But they sat cross-legged for several times chanting. I'm here to tell you that is not how it has to work. You do not have to take that posture. You can be sitting if you want. You can be laying down if you just get in a comfortable position. You could be sitting in a chair, both feet flat on the floor, palms up, in a posture to receive. You can be laying down, but be careful of falling asleep. And even if you do fall asleep, maybe that's what you need in your meditation. Maybe you need some rest. Maybe you need to let your mind take a break and take a rest. Right? You could be, again, in your spiritual bath, meditating, relaxing, but you want to be in a posture that's most comfortable for you. Now, I strongly advise against doing any type of meditation while driving, because one, you're operating heavy machinery, and if your mind starts to wander, then guess what your car is going to do? Wander too. So no meditation while you're driving. Don't do that. Park, get over, or wait till you get home, because you want to be safe. And so this whole idea of you have to be sitting this way and you have to be doing this or that, get comfortable. That's the rule. Just be comfortable. Do what works for you. Do what feels right for you. If that's on the floor, sit on the floor. If you need a bolster or some type of meditation cushion, get that. Get whatever's comfortable for you. No judgment. Nobody's doing the practice but you. So let's talk about some of the benefits of meditation. One, it lowers your blood pressure. It's been proven scientifically to lower your blood pressure because you're lowering your breathing, and also because you're slowing down your brain activity. That fight or flight, that stress hormone, it starts to slow down as you allow your mind, as you allow your thoughts to slow down. It also helps us to connect to source. For us who are psychics, mediums, energy healers, light workers, meditation is the primary vehicle for us to connect with those on the other side, or with our higher power, or with our spirit team. It is how we our breath and meditation is what we use to push our energy upward to meet spirit in the middle and connect. And it also improves sleep, which again, I have fallen asleep many a times in meditation. You know, I hear people often, well, I don't have time and I just can't stay focused. And listen, do what you can. Do what you can. And I even said this recently to one of my instructors, that I don't have time to meditate because I'm so busy. I know I need to meditate. I know I need to get back to my practice, but I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. You got 5 minutes, is what she told me. If you got 5 minutes, are you willing to commit to 5 minutes of just sitting in quiet and breathing? Because sometimes that's all meditation needs to be for you. Sometimes we need to just practice slowing down our thinking. We're not going to stop our mind from creating thoughts. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. It's like you're not going to stop a computer from processing unless you completely unplug it. But you are supposed to create thoughts. But you can control that by being patient in your meditation and letting those thoughts, acknowledging them and letting them pass by. In my mind, what I see is my thoughts look like clouds. And I acknowledge them and I let them pass by. Kind of like Cloud Guy from Troll. I let them pass by. And as they start to slow down, there becomes space in between those thoughts. And it's in that space where it's like me kind of darting into traffic between cars, where I kind of throw my vision between those thoughts and go to my happy place. And then I start to let my imagination run wild. And then my body responds in kind. That is the place where you want to get to. Just start with 3 to 5 minutes of breathing. There are several tools out there, you know, if you're into guided meditations, but just do something simple. Just turn some sweet music on, get comfortable, and just start to breathe. Start to slow your breathing down. Start to let your thoughts slow down. You have to let your thinking slow down in order for meditation to be effective. Some things you can expect during meditation. Sometimes you might fall asleep. Sometimes you might feel energy around you. You might feel a touch. You can visualize people or things or scenarios in your mind. Visualization is going to kick up, because really meditation is also a useful tool to help open up your third eye. So your intuition, as you get more consistent with your meditation practice, your intuition is going to also improve. Also, make sure that you're grounding yourself after your meditation. Make sure that you are calling your energy back to yourself. You're pulling your energy. You can do this visually by pulling your energy or seeing your energy out above you in like little bubbles and kind of pulling them down with your proverbial hand, right? Pull your energy back to you and harness your energy from your root, from your tailbone, and imagine that energy going deep into the earth and harnessing you down into the earth. So I hope those tips work for you. I hope that they're helpful for you. I know they've been helpful for me to restart my meditation practice. I'm out of time for today. I wish I had more time. It's good to be back with you all. Do share your thoughts about today's episode with me on Facebook and Instagram at Soul Healing with Roz. Share some of your full moon rituals with me. I'd like to try something new. Or if you have questions or need help with your meditation practice, then hit me up at hello@rozkincaid.com. Meet me here next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific for another great episode. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have Juanica Dunn, aka Miss Astrology, back on the show to give us a fall astrological forecast. Can't wait to see what she has to tell us. So until next time, you guys, y'all be safe, stay connected, do a little meditation, vibrate as high as you can, and just keep doing the work. It's going to pay off, you guys. Just hang in there. We're going to be through this energy before you know it. Take care. Much love. Bye, y'all.
Thank you again for listening to Soul Healing Conversations. Please join Roz Kincaid again for another program next Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel. We'll talk again next week.